Hey, I hope you guys are doing all right. Now, in today's video, we are going to take a look at inheritance, the protected keyword, and documentation. So let's get started. Okay, so in my Visual Studio, I've gone ahead and set up two classes, or actually three classes over here, A, B, and C. Okay, just to show you what we can do with them. Now, class B is as it is, but class A has a colon followed by this thing called mono behavior. Same with class C, it has a colon followed by this thing called B, and B we know obviously is the class that I have written. Now, what does this colon mean? In C# and in C++, colon, whenever you use colon, that means you are using the concept of inheritance. Okay, now what exactly is the meaning of inheritance? That is the question. Well, the thing is, inheritance allows you to write code more efficiently, and that's the basis of it. Okay, so you don't need to write your code again and again and again and again. That's what inheritance does. You write once and you deploy it as many times as you want. It may be 100 times, it may be 1,000,000 times, it doesn't matter. So, last time we had discussed what the keyword public does for us, right? Now, a quick recap. If your methods and variables are public, it means that all the classes in your project have access to those variables and methods. However, I had said that we will discuss protected when we discuss inheritance. Well, now, the thing is, suppose you have a class like I have here, B, okay? Now, in that, I have my public int x equal to 12. Now, we already know that this variable will be available across all our classes in this project. We also have this thing called private string z equals, we know from last time that this variable z is only going to be available in this class, which is class B. Okay, so far so good. But now here's the thing. Protected float y equals 15. Now, all classes which inherit from B will be allowed access to protected float y equals 15. The same goes for the bunch of dummy methods that I've set up. They are dummy methods, they're not doing anything. So public void m1, we know that you can use it anywhere you want in this project. Protected void m2, however, can only be used in classes which derive or which inherit from B, which makes B the base class. Okay. Similarly, class A is deriving from this thing called mono behavior. Now, in this whole universe of Unity, mono behavior is a very important class, and every class that you set up derives from mono behavior, at least 90 to 95%, that is. Okay, so let's not worry about that, but it's something for you to know. Our class C that we have here derives from B. And as you can see, without the creation of objects, I have been able to access our void m2 method. And you can see the tooltip tells us b.m2. And if I click on it, it will take me to this protected void m2 inside my class B. And that is one advantage, right? If you have public methods and variables and you need to access them elsewhere, you need to create objects, right? Like this. But now the problem is creating objects takes up space. Okay, and when you have a bunch of different methods and variables, a bunch of different classes, you're going to need to create a bunch of different objects. But inheritance kind of saves space a little bit in that you don't need to create any further variables, right? Thus saving space. And of course, you don't need to write the whole thing again, which is a big thing. And as you can see, I have no red squiggly lines, which means there's no error in my code. You can glance at it. You can pause the video and take a look at what I've written. Hopefully it makes sense to you. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the documentation. And now this documentation comes straight from Microsoft. Inheritance in C#. Okay, background. What is inheritance? It's one of the fundamental attributes of OOP. It allows you to define a child class that reuses, extends, or modifies the behavior of a parent class. The class whose members are inherited is called the base class. The class that inherits the members of the base class is called the derived class. Now, these are extremely important terms. Please note them in your notebook or a notepad or wherever it is that you take notes. Remember them. Okay, here's an example that they have given. You can go through this. I will have this linked in the description down below. Looky here, protected members are visible only in derived classes. Right? Okay, that is good enough. You can go through this document. It's quite long, and as they say, it is 26 minutes to read. You can go through it. I highly recommend you to do so. And this one, protected, a C# reference, is the protected keyword is a member access modifier. Okay, here they have given us some examples. Again, I highly recommend that you check out this page as well. I will have it linked down below. It will take you 2 minutes to read. Inheritance is an extremely important concept, no matter what object-oriented language you are using. So that's C# or C++ or Java and any of the others. Extremely important. Please try to understand it. Practice more. Try to create dummy classes like this. Try to create dummy variables and dummy methods like this and see where you're going wrong. The advantage of using something like Visual Studio is that it tells you right away where you're going wrong. You don't have to wait to save and run the program to know where you're going wrong. If you do something wrong, you will get a red squiggly line. Let me give you an example, something like this. If I just leave it at that, you see, you get red squiggly lines. That means there's an error. And also you get this little notification down here. Okay, so what have we done today? Today we have covered inheritance, we have learned the protected keyword, and we have taken a look at some of the documentation, official documentation right from Microsoft. Okay, that means now we understand the three most common access specifiers or access modifiers: public, private, and protected. Please make sure you take out the time to understand all of these things. They are extremely important if you are serious about having a career in programming. That's it from me. There's one very important thing that I need to tell you. Please wear a mask if you're going outside. It's really outrageous when people don't wear masks, but anyway, just wear one. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Hit the like button if you liked it, and hit the subs button if you loved it. Check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. On Instagram, I make weekly videos about games and game development. It's called Game Talks, a weekly video series. Highly recommended if you want to learn more about, games and game development. Okay, I will have a bunch of videos linked either in the card up above or in the description. If you're serious about this game development and all that, check them out. That's it from me. Have a good day.